Alright, so with that being said, y'all, let's go get into the reaction video. We're going to do 15 secret places you're not allowed to visit. Like I said, when they say you're not allowed to visit, they speaking to all of us unless you have the resources, the funds, and know the right people. But other than that, it's the majority of us ain't seeing these places. Never. Never. So let's get straight into it.
The largest governments and institutions in the world keep their top secrets hidden away from prying eyes. Today, we're going to take a look behind those closed doors as we explore 15 of the most top secret places on Earth.
Wait a minute. Not to this person. But is it really top secret if we know about them? Or is it top secret because we can't get in it and we do know about them? Like, I don't know. I don't know how, like...
Number 15, the Coca-Cola Vault.
What the fuck? I'm sorry, y'all. I just paused it right when it started. What does it mean, a Coca-Cola vault? Why the fuck is a Coca-Cola vault? Why can't we go... What? Yo.
Off this list with something sweet yet surprising. Coca-Cola is not only one of the biggest corporations in history, but it's also one of the most highly coveted formulas in the world.
No
The
way.
secret formula isn't kept in a password-protected encrypted file on a computer.
Wait a minute. Before he even tells us this, he's about to say Coca-Cola keeps their secret formula. How they make Coca-Cola in a fucking vault, bro? Is that deep? People really after the Coca-Cola ingredient? Yo, this reminds me of the episode on SpongeBob. When Plankton was trying to get the secret formula? Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. I can't believe they keep it in a vault, y'all. Hold up, too. Let me fix my camera. And then, yo.
Somewhere, or in someone's journal that never leaves their sight. Instead, the first step to uncovering the formula for the soda pop is inside a vault. A comically large vault. The vault.
Why is it ever that deep that they need a fucking vault? Why does Coca-Cola need a vault to hold their secret ingredient of how they make Coca-Cola? Because back in the day, I heard they put actual Coke in that bitch. You could look it up. I heard that was documented. They used to literally put Coca-Cola in Coke. They used to literally put Coke in Coca-Cola.
Vault can be found in Atlanta, Georgia, with a massive and thick steel door. If you manage to get clearance to the vault, you'll find metal bars. If you can get past those, you'll see a small metal box. And if you can get the key to the box, there you won't find the formula, but a map to the formula.
I know we fucking lying. You don't even find the formula, a map to the formula? Why are they making it this deep just to figure out what they put in Coca-Cola? And who's after them that they gotta hide the Coca-Cola recipe this deep? That's just mind-blowing. Like, what, bro? It should never be that deep.
The entire operation is absolutely insane. With so many moving parts, you'd think you'd landed yourself in the next National Treasure movie. The Coca-Cola vault is under 24-hour surveillance, protected by armed guards, and the only way
That's
into the
fucking
vault
crazy.
itself is via the keypad and hand scanner. The recipe for Coca-Cola is one of the best kept and closely guarded secrets of all time.
That's crazy. And they're making money off this shit. That's
Chapel
crazy.
of the Tablet. The Church of Our Lady of Mary of Zion is open to the public for both worshippers and travelers alike. At first glance, it doesn't seem like much, but if you delve a little deeper, you'll find that it holds one of the most coveted artifacts in human history.
Oh.
Allegedly, there's a section of the church known as the Chapel of the Tablet, which is said to house the Ark of the Covenant. The church goes back to the 4th century AD when the illustrious Ark was brought to Ethiopia.
I'm not gonna lie, that artifact looks like godly. Like, it looked like it came from like not even like the 1500s probably. Like, is that made out of real gold too? And also, how they've not been robbed, or like the museum didn't want to take it or some shit.
Ethiopia by the son of the Queen of Sheba and has remained there for the last 2,000.
Wait a minute, Queen Sheba. If I'm right, I might be wrong, but Queen Sheba, she was also in the Bible, but she is a religious figure, which makes sense because they're talking about a church. That's crazy though. That's hers.
1,000 years. And despite the church having been destroyed and rebuilt a number of times, the Ark of the Covenant remains intact. The thing is, no one's ever seen the Ark, and only one person is allowed into the Chapel of the Tablet.
No one's
But
ever
the
seen it.
catch, they're not allowed out. The Chapel of the Tablet is guarded by a single virgin sentinel who lives there. Also known as the Guardian of the Covenant, this Sentinel Guard was appointed by the previous after they died, and she will have to do the same thing in her last days on this earth.
That's crazy!
Moscow, Metro 2. Alright, say what you will about the Soviet Union, but it was an incredibly interesting time in both human and Russian history that gave way to no shortage of oddities, many of which will never be uncovered. But there's one in particular that's extra strange. The Moscow Metro 2. Built during the reign of Joseph Stalin, Moscow Metro 2 is a system of underground transportation in the event of a nuclear holocaust that...
I'm sorry, but it said in the event of a nuclear holocaust and stuff. I'm just thinking, did anybody see him go through that hole? What if you're big? What are the big people supposed to do if there is a threat and they can't fit in the hole? How are they supposed to get underground into the tunnels? Do they not care about that?
Never happened. This metro system connects important institutions like the Kremlin to the General Staff Academy to the Nukovo Airport, and could have been the perfect way for heads of state and military leaders to not only make quick escapes, but move about the cities completely undetected. There are so many general conspiracy theories surrounding secret underground government facilities and passages, and while many of them may be a bit too silly to be true, the Moscow Metro is very real and very off limits. Not only this, but the Moscow Metro administration denies its very existence.
Oh?
In 1994, some urban explorers managed to find their way inside through less than...
Yo, they denied it and then people discovered it. That's crazy. People really will lie straight to your face and you will deadass have evidence and they still will be like, nah. I don't get it. What's the point of lying?
The legal means and confirmed everyone's suspicions. Now the only way down there is via a special pass, one that's not easily given out. Number 12. Pluto's Gate.
That sounds
Pluto's
creepy.
Gate in Turkey has been around since ancient times and gave the townsfolk the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
No one dared enter because the story said that once you go inside, you never come out.
Oh?
Even today, no one's allowed.
Well, that's how you keep someone out of something, bro. Say that if you go in, there's no way of returning. 9 times out of 10 people are never gonna risk it because it's just it's you not being able to know the unknown that's gonna scare you the most. If you know the end result or someone tells you this is what's gonna happen at the end, then you're sitting here contemplating oh, okay, I might do that. But if you really don't know what's gonna happen, oh yeah, it might be wraps.
So what is exactly going on here? People have been employing tests here since the olden days, the first of which involved letting birds into Pluto's Gate to see what would happen. They all died almost immediately. Cut to modern times, though, where science...
Wait a minute, how they all just die immediately? Is no one gonna explain that? How you gonna just say we let birds into a cave and then they didn't even come back? They came back dead within seconds. What you mean? Was it the air? The water? What you mean? What the fuck is actually in the gate? They cannot just say that.
Scientists can run less cruel experiments. And what made Pluto's Gate so deadly is the high concentration of CO2, enough to kill a human in a matter of minutes.
Oh.
Yes, Pluto's Gate dissipates during the day from the sun, but at night, when it's colder out, the CO2 becomes incredibly heavy in the air and pools up, making this one place you absolutely cannot visit.
Oh, you die because of air.
Number 11, Fort Knox.
Well, that explains why you can't go near it. You'll literally die breathing in the fucking air. Why do they have to make up a whole scary scenario you go in, you never coming back? Obviously, you go in that gate, you never come back because you literally cannot breathe and it gets worse at nighttime. It's already bad during the day, so you're going to die within a few minutes, but at night, you're probably going to die within 30 seconds. Why they literally made up a whole scary folktale about it when it's science? Well, it's one way to keep people out of it.
Fort Knox in the United States is home to more than half of the country's gold reserve, so it would make sense that it's in one of the most top-secret places in the world. And sure, you can see it from afar, but if you think you're getting anywhere near those grounds, you're sorely mistaken, because it's one of the most heavily guarded places in the world.
That looks fire, though.
Staff members have access to the vault itself. With the way that the vault of Fort Knox is set up, you'll need multiple combinations to get through to the mountains of gold. But each staff member has the combination to just one of the locks.
That's crazy.
If they want to get in, they'll need to put their heads together and input the correct sequence of numbers to have a chance. Yeah, that's pretty secure. Then there's the building itself, which is completely impervious to attack.
Nah, that's smart as fuck. First of all, they said there's 5 different keys in order to even get the gold. All 5 of y'all need to come together with your own code and sequence that you have to remember, and none of y'all can get it wrong. Yeah, that's wild. That, yo, you know what's crazy though? Like gold, you can't even really tell the currency of gold. So them storing it all is just like you don't know what a gold pound stands for. Like you can't change in gold for money because you don't. There's no. You can't put a value on gold because they're all the same looking. It's a fucking brick. How you gonna say this brick is 5 and this brick is 10? You can't. That's why they switched over the currency to money to begin with. Because money, you can tell what is a $5, a $10, a 15, and a 20. There's a difference. But that's wild. They even got guards around that hoe. They extra cautious.
Fort Knox is made of concrete-lined granite, which is reinforced by steel, so it's not going anywhere. Number 10. Disney Club 33.
Imagine,
There are
not
people
Disney.
with year-round passes to Disney World that must have been there dozens upon dozens of times. And while they may think they've seen it all, they're dead wrong. Disney World is home to the top-secret Disney Club 33.
The fuck is that?
Members-only club and the only part of the park that serves alcohol. The top-secret club was originally designed by none other than the man himself, Walt Disney, as a place to kick.
That's crazy. You're already in Disney, and then Disney has a secret society within Disney, which kind of makes sense. Rich people always got something on the side, y'all. If 2024 hasn't taught us, and after everybody being exposed that people don't got stuff on the side, bro. I'm just saying, proof is in a pudding. And then, what do you mean Disney don't sell alcohol? For real, Disney. Where my phone at? Disney don't sell alcohol? That's crazy. And they got a secret society that only certain people can get in. At least this one you can get in. It says you're not allowed to visit, which makes sense, but at least you can personally get invited. All the other places you literally couldn't get in.
Kick back, relax, and put his feet up at the end of a day, and even as a space to entertain some associates on occasion. Walt
That's
Disney
crazy.
died before the club had officially opened, but the show, as they say, must go on. The invitation-only club that is Disney Club 33 demands a $100,000 membership fee to start, and then another $30,000 a month to maintain your elite status.
What in the fuck do you get? You paid $100,000 just to get a card saying you're a part of it. Then every month you have to give 30 bands. Yo, this is why Disney never running out. Disney never run out of money because we got fools doing that shit. What do you get out of that club? You know what? Guys, we just might have to do it one time. Because what? I wouldn't pay for it longer than 2 months, though. Because that's $60,000. Yo, people be having fuck you money. Like, this is crazy. People really spend their money on this stuff.
As you can imagine, members don't spread any information regarding the club to outsiders.
That's crazy.
Little is known about it. Not even Mickey is a member.
Oh, they got jokes.
Number 9. Fukushima Exclusion Zone. While it may be an incredibly resilient country, Japan withstood more disasters than anyone should have to, with the Fukushima nuclear disaster being one of the worst.
No, they have.
But the
Japan been
event
through a lot.
also left behind what's known as the Fukushima Exclusion Zone, which is totally off limits. The areas of Fukushima have become so irradiated that nothing and no one can survive there without the proper equipment.
Oh,
Which is why
damn.
the government made it illegal for anyone to tread into the now abandoned city. In 2016, though, one photographer took it upon themselves to sneak into the exclusion zone and show the world what was left, which was mostly abandoned homes, storefronts, and there were even boats that had made their way onto land during the tsunami. The only real signs of life here in the Fukushima exclusion zone
That's
are
crazy.
wild animals, either pets left behind or animals who found to be.
Wait a minute. If humans can't live there due to the radiation, how are the animals living there? Wouldn't the animals get just as affected as radiation? Or have they learned to evolve? Because wouldn't they be dying? Like, I'm generally confused. One thing though, at least they got food. You saw that food there?
Piece of land undisturbed by humans, roaming freely and unknowingly subjecting themselves to the horrific levels of radiation that plague the region. Number 8. Bohemian Grove. While the idea of the political and economic elite
Yo, do you guys know what's even going on with Bohemian Grove right now? Yo, you know what?
having their own secret underground escapes and rituals may be equal parts outlandish and fun to think about, there is a place on Earth where that's actually the case. Bohemian Grove is one of the world's biggest mysteries, and it's very, very real. The Grove is in the woods of Monterey, California, where every year about 2,500 of the upper echelon of American society come to do who knows what.
I'm so confused. So, I seen on TikTok that, like, people really be going up there, supposedly, like, the locals that live in Bohemian Grove, like, I seen a whole YouTube video, they know that weird shit goes on, and they don't say anything. Or either they're getting paid not to say anything. But that's just wild to me. Like, I don't understand. People will literally see weird shit going on and they just turn around and they won't say nothing until half the world finally agrees. And they'll be like, oh, yeah. I don't know. I was taught that, if you're a bystander, you're just as responsible. Am I wrong? I don't know.
The event has been going on for nearly 200 years now, and only the
200?
most prominent and important figures in the world are invited. We're talking Nobel Prize winners, military officials, Ivy League university presidents, even politicians. These are the only people who know what goes on in there.
How he knows these people? Who the fuck are these people?
And their lips are sealed. The annual event is strictly male only, with the only women in attendance being the ones working there, catering to the debauchery and bad behavior of the elite.
It's only for men? Yo, guys, is this accurate? Can someone comment this down below? The Bohemian Grove, only men are allowed to do it? This is what I'm saying, like, what's accurate or what's not? Someone comment some shit down below, bro. Please.
They blow off some steam and allegedly participate in theater unfit for Broadway.
What the fuck does theater for Broadway mean?
North Korea is an incredibly secretive state, barring tourists and journalists from letting the outside world know just what's going on in there. But there's a place more secretive than you could possibly imagine. Room 39. Room 39's been around since the 1970s and is supposedly located inside the Workers' Party building in the nation's capital. There isn't too much information surrounding Room 39, but there are many who believe that the organization residing here raises funds through commercial enterprise, which sounds an awful lot like money laundering. But it's estimated that Room 39 brings in at least $1 billion every year, and are more than happy to dip their toes into the lucrative world of illegal drugs, insurance fraud, and counterfeiting to make the ruling party richer. We'll likely never know the full truth about what goes on in Room 39, but one thing's for sure. This is one of the most top secret places in the world.
Clearly! Man just said they bring in over $1 billion. We don't know how or how they're doing it. We could only assume, and we're going to assume for illegal reasons. Nor has it been confirmed, but just what we've heard. What? And what's up with people just naming numbers Room 39? Like, why is it always a 3 with another number?
Number 6. Bangar Fort.
The fuck
What could be creepier than traversing down the dark corridors of the ruins of an ancient civilization? Well, not much. You'll find the Bangar Fort in
That looks cool, though.
Rajasthan, a state of India. Built by a 15th century ruler, the once flourishing kingdom saw its population decrease due to famine, which eventually caused the remaining citizens to leave. By the year 1783, the place was totally desolate, and only Bangar Fort remained. Over the years, so many people were insisting that the fort was cursed to the point that the government recognized it as legally haunted. Now a government permit is required to enter Bangar Fort between dawn and sun.
I know we fucking lying. Since when can the government say something is legally haunted, that's why you should not go near it? And everybody disagreed. Just agreed. What? What in the world? I didn't even know we could all just...
Sundown. The government will tell you that the visiting hours are the best times to stay safe from the local wildlife, but it's tough to believe after they've already admitted that it's haunted. So who knows what exactly goes on in the dark recesses of the Bangar Fort.
And what the fuck do you mean it's haunted?
Number 5. Jiangsu National Security Museum.
Oh, that seems cool.
Back in 2009, China opened their Jiangsu National Security Museum, or to put it in simpler terms, a spy museum. Now, this museum is open to the public, so then why is it on a list of top secret places? That's because foreigners are forbidden to enter. Yep, that's right, and while this museum is a locals-only spot, even the nationals aren't allowed to take photographs once inside. It's an incredibly secretive place that shows off an entire history of stealing secrets. The Jiangsu National Security Museum is in Nanjing and details methods and trinkets involved in espionage and secret intelligence dating back to the 1920s.
Yo, I want to so fucking see that. This is unfair. Because I'm a tourist, I will never get to see this. I want to see what secrets they stole. I want to understand their history. What the fuck? That seems cool. Nah, bro, that museum's top tier, bro. What?
The Communist Party of China was young. The museum exhibits all sorts of weapons disguised as everyday objects, spy cameras, and listening devices that they don't want anyone to know about. Perhaps it was used on them at some point. It is an incredibly interesting museum with an incredibly ironic stipulation. Number 4.
Nah, that's just fire.
Grounds. Between the years 1946 and 1962, the United States was testing all sorts of nuclear weaponry. But how do you go about testing something so destructive? Well, you find one of the few places on Earth untouched by humans and go to town. The Pacific Proving Grounds encompasses a number of sites in the Pacific Ocean and in the Marshall Islands that saw at least 67 nuclear tests in those 16 years.
Oh, shit.
Nuclear bombs went off in the Pacific Proving Grounds, and as you can imagine, the after effects of the testing were incredibly horrific, with the radioactive fallout reaching as far as Tennessee. So now, anyone who isn't military personnel or an authorized researcher isn't getting anywhere near there.
It's not even that. Also, why would they want to, like, even though the place is untouched, y'all, why would you want the nuclear to literally bomb our ocean and kill the ocean? Like, what did the fucking sea animals do to y'all? And then why are you testing out over 16 nuclear bombs? Yo, and this ain't even this year. This is probably years ago. So you guys are probably at like 100 and something now. But what the fuck? Like, do they not care about the ocean? And then it hit Tennessee. Like, the radiation went all the way to Tennessee. Like, what about the people in Tennessee? Like, did you not account for that? Or were your calculations off? Like, what? Damn.
Most well-known area in the proving grounds, the Bikini Atoll, has a grand total of 0 residents and is still under the United States military control. The soil is so irradiated that eating the coconuts that still manage to grow there naturally will poison you. The area also has a sad history aside from the destruction of the local flora.
Not the coconuts still thriving, but if you eat them, you dying. Oh, damn. Radiation ain't no joke. Ain't no joke, y'all.
And fauna, as it was once inhabited by locals who were forced to relocate in 1946. Number 3. Menwith Hill Royal Air Force Station. When you keep as many secrets as the world militaries do, people are bound to come up with all sorts of conspiracy theories to try to make sense of everything. Case in point with the Menwith Hill Royal Air Force Station in the UK. This is undoubtedly one of the most secretive places in the UK, with a history that reaches back about 70 years. It all started in 1954 when the British War Office went ahead and bought 550 acres of land, only to lease it out to the United States military. Why? Well, no one really knows except for the people inside there. But what goes on in there is extremely top secret stuff. Some people think that it was set up as an intelligence and spy hub during the Cold War, but the Cold War is long over, and Menwith Hill is still up and running. The only folks you'll see coming in and out of there are...
Hey man, all I can say is maybe they evolved from the Cold War into like AI. Maybe they're creating robots or some shit, drones. I don't know, but that's a real great question. Real great question.
Our national security agency types. It's all
that shit
very
fire
strange. Menwith Hill has even stirred up a bit of controversy with the locals over the years, who have protested and demanded answers as to what the hell is happening so close to their homes and schools. But the odds of them ever getting...
Oh, it's right fucking there, and then these are people's homes? God forbid anything really did go down. These people would be... Damn, bro. That's crazy.
Answers are about slim to none. Number 2. Mercury, Nevada. Mercury may be a strange, far-off planet, but the happenings in Mercury, Nevada is a mystery much closer to home. In the 1950s, Mercury, Nevada was a thriving community with about 10,000 residents who had full access to schools, jobs, restaurants, bars, and a post office. everything your run-of-the-mill town needs to keep up and running. But before all of this, the town was very much on the radar of American scientists eager to test their newest weapon, the nuclear bomb. I think that this fact would be a huge deterrent to anyone looking to settle down and enjoy the quiet life here, but for some reason, people have managed to stick around as the decades have rolled by. People are still even living there today. And if you want your aunt and uncle to live there, don't expect to be visiting them anytime soon, because access is all but restricted, and the only way you're getting in is with government clearance. Why is this? Well, no one really knows. It's said that only about 500 people live in Mercury, Nevada now, with the majority of them being...
Wait a minute. 500 people live on a test site that the government owns, and they need government access to go near their home? And no one sees a problem with that? Okay.
Researchers. But what are they researching?
Yeah, what
And
the fuck
where
are they
did the
researching?
other hundreds of townsfolk go?
Yeah.
Number 1. Vatican Secret Archive.
Yo, where did all the other people go? What the fuck? Maybe the government paid them so they can move? That or they became test subjects and,
Archives. Remember that saying from grade school, secrets are no fun unless they're shared with everyone? Well, the Vatican
Who said that? Who said that?
must not have heard that little rhyme because they're chock full of secrets, most of them being kept in the Vatican Library's secret archives. More top
That's
secret
fire.
than the forbidden section of the Hogwarts Library. The Vatican's archives are said to house over 50 miles of shelving and 35,000 volumes worth of documents that go back over 1,000 years. And that's about all the information anyone has.
I would love to... Yo, you know what? You would be so fucking cool, y'all. I personally would love to read our history, but back, like past... You see how this is 1827? I want to go all the way back to the 1500s. That far. And I just want to read our history. I just want to sit there and indulge in it. I don't really got to sit here and talk to anybody about it. I just want to read it. Because even if I told the truth and like I knew the truth, half of the world wouldn't believe me and some of the world would. You feel me? So it's just like I'd rather just sit down and just write it all down. But it would be so cool just to have like a real understanding.
What do these tomes and documents hide? What forbidden histories are they keeping from us?
Yeah, look at that
It's equal
shit.
parts fascinating and creepy. Now, people come in to do some house cleaning and remove certain documents, but this only happens every 75 years.
Oh?
So there are things in there that will never see the light of day or grace our prying eye.
How the fuck do you even clean this shit every 75 years? Like, who comes in here and goes, oh, we don't need this document no more? Like, I'm just so generally confused. Like, who has access to that shit? And how do they keep making it go every 75 years? Because people don't live that long. So now I'm starting to think that, like, something going on, y'all.
Imagine sitting on a shelf for a full generation.
That's what I'm
Of
saying.
course, there are plenty of rumors circulating regarding the contents of this secret holy library, like letters from Mary, Queen of Scots, and even the documents of Martin Luther's official excommunication after posting his 95 Theses. And there are undoubtedly things in here that could change not just how we think of our history, but the course of humanity's future as well.
That's what I'm saying. They probably hiding important shit, y'all.
It's the type of place that Indiana Jones would die to see.
Yo, that's wild.
When you
That is wild, y'all. Yo, that video was very, very informative. I think it was a great video that we just watched, y'all. But that shit is wild. You feel me? That's wild. I'm not even gonna lie.